you really want to be casual, if you really just want to say, I want to have fun, I want to do dumb shit.
J&B's DLC.
So far, this has probably been the least fun I've had with a while.
You run around, you blow shit up, you attack random people, you lick them.
There is a story to this, but I don't want to spoil it because I would like people to check this out.
I'll be honest, your intro made me feel like we were going to go on a journey, and you're like, nah.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm so sorry that I missed you guys.
Oh,
that's totally fine.
No worries.
It's all good.
Oh, look, you've duplicated.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to the hosts of our video game show. It's Jay Kendrick and Bingy.
I'm Jay, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And I'm Bingy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm not going to be able to tell the difference between your voices for a little bit here, so play all the tricks you want.
Gotcha.
Mine is very boisterous and confident. Bingy's is very nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I can already see the Mutt and Jeff style that you guys got going.
Right. We have our own little dynamic. So I guess the first question I have for you, and by the way, thank you so much for joining us. This is really cool.
Thank you guys so much for asking me. And again, I'm sorry I missed you when I was there in town.
Oh, no problem.
You're fine.
Not an issue at all. We got you now, so.
Yay.
Well, I guess the first question I wanted to ask is, what is it like recently being well known for like being such a major character in a video game?
The short version is it's wonderful.
Uh-huh.
It's absolutely wonderful. The longer version is it's wonderful because the main reasons that I find it so enjoyable is because to be associated with not just such an extraordinary character, but with such an extraordinary game, is really not something that I ever expected or knew would happen. But I've said this many times. In fact, I was saying this to Michael Chu just yesterday, that this is the first time that my career and my sort of life mission of helping people find what's special about them, what makes them a hero, what's their superpower, that the two things have kind of combined so fluidly. And because this game, I mean, yes, it's a game, yes, it's a video game at its core. It's a great one on a great platform. Blizzard doesn't do anything half-assed.
True.
They always put out a great product. But this one has, I think, one of the reasons that it's become so well known and become so accepted and just people ran with it is that it is so inclusive, and they did create a world worth fighting for rather than a world that was desolate and where you had to struggle to find a reason to survive. There's a lot of hope in this game, and all of the characters, whether they are on the quote side of good or quote side of bad, all of the characters have so much complexity to them, and all of them believe. I do think that all of them think they're doing the quote unquote right thing.
Right.
So Symmetra, especially for me, I obviously have a stronger connection with her than the other characters. Although I love so many of the other characters. One of the things that I love so much about her is she had this difficult upbringing and this difficult past, but she pushed through adversity, pushed through perhaps sorrow and loneliness or whatever things she might have faced in her past, and pushed through them to not only excel at what she does, but to use it to make the world a better place. So, come on, who wouldn't want to be identified with that character?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right? And plus she's really hot, which I don't mind one bit. Because
no comment.
If anyone thinks I'm remote, occasionally some people are like, did they model the character after you? Because you look just like her. And I'm like, oh, you're my new best friend.
Right, yeah.
She's a good-looking dude. You know what I mean?
Good-looking dude. That's a quote.
Good-looking dude.
Love it.
So I'm pretty pleased with it, and then also again to be associated with something that is so multicultural and specifically an East Indian female superhero who happens to be on the spectrum.
Right.
Whoa.
That's definitely something different.
And how many people have had that to look up to? How many kids?
Oh yeah.
Or young people have had something like that to look up to before? I can't think of it. When I was little, I wanted to be Wonder Woman.
Right.
You know, not that I
Right.
don't want to be Wonder Woman now. But,
Well, yeah.
Awesome,
Well, I think you
yeah.
already are.
I mean, I'm trying to be. I'm just a little shorter than she is, and I got a little more of a tan. But other than that,
Well, I mean, that's all good with us here at JB's DLC. So there was another character that you're pretty well known for playing in another big series, Fallout 4, to be more specific.
oh yes, yes indeed.
So I'm not gonna lie to you, your character Nisha legitimately gave me nightmares.
Yeah, no, she's terrifying.
Yes, like
She's absolutely terrifying, and I'll tell you what was one of the really cool things, and also, you know, at first it was one of the very difficult things, but one of the very cool things about playing that character is that, I mean, I obviously had the lines, and when I recorded, I said the lines that she says, but I never saw what she looked like until the game came out.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Really?
So I was voicing a character based on what my thought was that she was going to sound like. Like,
Right.
this makes perfect sense, because honestly, I feel like the greatest psychopathic roles of all time are usually people who sound incredibly calm and comfortable in their psychopathy. Is that a word? Psychopathy?
You just made it one.
We're going to make it up. I just decided it is. Psychopath, psychopathy, that's what it is.
I'm not going to tell you
the
no.
people who are totally comfortable with their bloodlust and calm about it. You know, you look at Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs, or, you know, they're just people who are very, even Kate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok. Like, she's just so comfortable with it.
Right.
Yes.
You know, they're not necessarily running around being like, "Wahaha, I'm evil." It's more like, "No, this is what I'm going to do, and you're all going to die."
Well,
And
yeah.
Nisha is definitely Nisha is definitely like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a scary, scary lady.
Yeah, I mean, really, with that game, I never turned on you. Just so you know, I never turned on
well,
you.
that's kind of you, because I probably would have.
I was
I-
scared
I-
to do so.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair. Like, that's legit.
Yeah.
I can understand why. I mean, first of all, you can't see her face for half the game, so there's that. You don't know what's under that crazy helmet. She could be a monster. No one knows.
Right.
So what did you find was the biggest challenge playing two different video game characters that are so different?
Well, because I wasn't recording them at the same time, it wasn't like it was like I have to go back and forth between the two.
Right.
And interestingly, what's similar about the experience is that, again, I think both of them have taken their past, and they're taking their past experiences and turned them into what their life is now. The difference is Nisha obviously leaned towards the dark side.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, she had a terrible past, her parents getting killed, and her, you know, her ostensibly all of these horrible things happening to her. So she decided, okay, well, none of you are worth my time. I'm just going to make sure that I get what I want in the world, and if I have to kill a bunch of people doing it, then I will. And Symmetra is very calm and elegant for different reasons, obviously, and in different ways. But the sense of nonchalance that Nisha has was actually really fun. Like, it was almost like playing a 1940s movie star.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like she had this sass. She could talk like this, and you kind of imagine her sitting on a settee, except she's wearing plate armor. You know, there was this kind of very, very film noir feeling to her.
Oh, gotcha.
And
can see
I
that.
really dug that. Symmetra is much closer to my own experience of of my family. I mean, not that she is like my family, but, you know, I'm Indian, so I have a lot of Indian relatives, and I have a very, 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 very elegant and beautiful cousin who whose voice is very similar to what I think of as Symmetra's voice when I do it.
Okay.
So I could just kind of call her the Queen of Mumbai, my cousin, because she can get anything done. In, like, even while she's sitting in bumper to bumper traffic, all of a sudden, like 20 things have gotten done. So yeah, it wasn't so much a challenge between the two as just the individual challenges of playing each of them.
Gotcha.
So you were recently at the Fanboy Expo in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
How was that?
It was so much fun. Seriously, I was so excited. I mean, I've never been to Knoxville, so I was eager to check out the city. And they placed us right there by the convention center and by Market Square, so that was fantastic. But, you know, it's just every time you go to a new city, it's really exciting to get the feeling of the people.
Of course.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
city, and boy, Southern hospitality is not dead.
Oh,
Because
not at
God
all.
no.
Almighty,
Not at all.
everyone
Not here in
was
Knoxville.
just so kind and just so generous and sweet and helpful, and everyone at the convention, from the promoter all the way down to the volunteers, like every single person was just, despite the fact that they had every right to be grumpy and exhausted, were just kind and fun, and people brought their A game with their cosplay. There were so many cool things. There was a lady roadhog that Josh that came up to Josh's table, Josh Petersdorf, who's also in Overwatch with me, and with the rest of us, and like just so many great things. Had a ton of fun there, and I got to meet Gates McFadden, which is this extra special thing for me because my mother is a retired physician and a retired surgeon, and she's also a Trekkie, so we watched both the original Star Trek and Star Trek: The Next Generation throughout my younger years. And so watching Beverly Crusher on TV and watching her with the real, the little Indian Beverly Crusher right next to me was always really, really special. like, look, Mom, you're on TV. You look like that, but you're on TV.
Right.
And I really enjoyed that. And Gates was just, God, she was just everything you want, everything you would want someone you have looked up to for all these years as this icon of intelligence and warmth and kindness and sass. She was just everything you'd want her to be. Plus, she's still gorgeous. I don't know what she's doing, what deal with the devil she made, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely working.
So, yeah, it's definitely working for her. So, yeah, it was fantastic. And then I got to go into Market Square and check stuff out and lovely. Watched some of the World Cup, which was super fun.
Nice.
Went up in the... oh gosh, now I'm going to get it wrong because I keep wanting to call it the Space Bowl, and I know that's not right.
The Sun Sphere.
The Sun Sphere.
Thank you, the Sun Sphere. Why is it so hard for me to remember the word sun and the word sphere? I don't know.
Yeah, Space Ball works.
Apparently I'm thinking of Space Balls. Oh God, people of Knoxville, please don't hate me for that one. I went up in the Sun Sphere, and it was so cool to get that view of Knoxville after having met everybody all weekend and having people at the convention come and tell me about all the different things that they love about Knoxville. It was just really cool. I'm looking forward to going back out there, and I have some family out there that I got to see, which was really special.
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the fans and the cosplay and everything at the convention center. Like, as I'm pretty sure, like you've been all over different conferences and everything. Like, what's the coolest cosplay fan art that you've seen so far? Like, what's your favorite?
They're always so different and so individual that I can't pick a best. It's hard to place. There's no way. Yeah. I'm not good at that. But I can definitely say that I'm always incredibly impressed by the people who are doing things like Orisa and Bastion and Reinhardt. These like ginormous costumes that they're somehow owning. Are really, really cool. I love the gender bending costumes, and I see a lot of people who are a lot of what we call Hivas or Devos coming in and cosplaying as Diva from the game,
right? Yeah.
Or I call them Symmetras if there's a male Symmetra. Like I love people just being. What I love the most about it, and it's not even like I said, I can't pick the best, but I love people owning the cosplay rather than feeling uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like it's so easy, especially in the outside world, outside of conventions and safe spaces. It's so easy to think, oh, I could never do that costume because I look like this, or I could never wear that because blah blah blah. Right. Whereas in conventions, I see people being like, I love this character and I'm going to dress as it and suck it. And
there you go.
Love that. And I love that so much. It makes me so happy that people can again like own their power and own their ability to step into that role and just be like, I'm here. So deal with it because I look good.
Right on.
So before we go, thank you so much. I have one last question to ask you.
Okay.
And it's something, and if you don't have an answer, it's all good. But is there a video game franchise that you would ever be interested in working with?
Oh, yes. Well, of course, I know it's not a game franchise, but of course, anyone and everyone wants to be a part of the Marvel universe. So
of course.
Clearly, like, that's not a game franchise. I totally get it, but I just always have to put that out there because I'm like, you guys, Miss Marvel, she's the thing.
Absolutely.
But, game franchise, I mean, I'm super excited already. Fallout has been fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So I was really I wish there was a way that Nisha might come back in another world. I don't know if that might happen in the future. Who knows?
Well, in my game, I didn't kill her, so maybe.
I mean, who knows? You know, there could be ways. There could be her evil twin. God help us if there's two of her.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, I just blanked too on what the game that I was thinking of was. I love the Uncharted series.
Ooh.
Yes.
I love the Uncharted series, and
I
I
do
did
too.
do a little bit of voice work on the last one, Uncharted 4, but it wasn't an actual character. It was a bunch of different characters.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
but I would love to come back as an actual character. I mean, here's the thing. I'm such a sucker. I'm a sucker for really cute and really fun things. And when The Last Guardian came out, and there was a puppy dragon in it.
Right.
I was like, can we just do that game again? Have it with a little girl that I can voice.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is that I've been playing I love playing these badass women, these super strong women. But every now and then you just want to talk like this. You know, every now and then you just want to like.
Was
play
not
with
expecting that.
Play with all the different, you know, you just want to be a kid or something like that. You just want to play with all the different characters in your head. I would also love to be a part of pretty much any kind of Dungeons and Dragons type situation, but as a dragon.
Oh, you're
'Cause I
speaking to
feel
our
like-
hearts now.
Oh,
I
yes.
feel like I would love to be like this ancient female dragon who owns everything.
That sounds amazing.
Like who just is like on top of everything. But
Right.
I
That
know
is
I'm gonna get
awesome.
off the phone. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, you guys haven't this. there's always a question where I'm like, oh my god, I can't think of it right now, but I know I'm going to as soon as I get off the phone. And this is the one, because now I really, really wish that I had thought of it. I've also really recently started to enjoy some post-apocalyptic stuff, and that's mostly because I've started playing. I've started being. I was a part of this show, We're Alive Frontier, on Geek and Sundry Project Alpha, and and it's basically a post-apocalyptic. It's like it's Critical Role and The Walking Dead had a baby. It
Okay.
would be this
Oh,
show.
nice.
And
Sounds interesting.
and I play a sharpshooter named Stingray, or real name is Ray,
Hmm.
and I love that universe. I never was into zombies. I was never into that thing, but when you can be part of the human story of survival, whether or not there are infected out there, that kind of game really appeals to me. I'm really interested in stories like Detroit, the one that just came
Detroit
out.
Become Human, yes.
Yeah, if they
I'm a
did a
huge
sequel,
fan.
that would be my jam.
Oh, I'm a huge fan.
I love those interactions. I love the interactions where you're really talking about humanity and what it is, and like getting into the thick of it.
Yeah.
I really like that stuff.
Well, Anjali, thank you very much for this interview. This has been
Yes,
wonderful.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. It's nice to talk to you. Take care.
You too.
You too.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Killing's done. Time to go home.